Welcome to GIT334, Image Capture and Manipulation. This is an advanced class on the topic of Photoshop. That's where the manipulation part comes through in the class title. Image capture, we don't cover so much since there is now a couple of photography classes taught in the GIT program. So this class really, the title is a little bit old, it needs to be updated. What we're going to talk about this semester is pretty much just Photoshop on an advanced level. Hopefully you've all taken the prerequisite, GIT230, which is Introduction to Photoshop and Illustrator. If not, if you're transferring in, somehow you got into this class, then it might be a little tough for you. You're going to want to have a basic understanding of Photoshop to do well in this class. There is going to be a pretty big time commitment since this is a condensed 7.5-week course instead of a 15-week course. When I taught this as a 15-week course, students had a hard time getting all their work done in time, and it only compounds it with 7.5 weeks because we don't do really any less work or cover any less material. You want to get the same degree, right? That's my plan. I'm teaching it that way. So be sure to stay on top of your assigned reading and lectures and assignments and quizzes, and let me know if you have any problems with anything. And I'm more than happy to provide one-on-one help if you need it, as well as group help or any sort of help that you need. About me, my name, like I said, is Chad Westover. I am a part-time instructor at ASU. I teach this class as well as I will be going forward teaching the GIT 230, the introduction class, which I'm excited about teaching those both so that the curriculum is very well aligned from beginning to advanced. Photoshop is one of my main passions. I am on the computer all the time, messing around in Photoshop, watching videos on how to do new things in Photoshop, whatever else. And the reason for that is because not only am I interested in it, it's my livelihood. I work as a photographer when I'm not working at ASU, even though ASU is one of my clients as a photographer. So I take pictures, I take video, and I'm mainly just a camera nut. So anything that has to do with taking images and editing them, I do that. I use a lot of Lightroom, I use a lot of Photoshop. Those are my two main babies right there. Premiere Pro for the video. But for this class, strictly going to be focusing on Photoshop. We haven't got the go-ahead yet to cover Lightroom in depth, although I will provide a little bit of a tutorial along the way later on in this semester, so don't worry about that. If you want to learn more about me or the kind of work that I do, check out my website. It's really easy, just chadwestover.com. You'll see some of the stuff that I do there, mainly portraiture, and I do a little music photography that is like concerts and things, and you'll see it on the website if you're interested. What else? Let's see. I am an Arizona resident, been here for quite a long time since I was a little small baby and grew up in a small town in northeastern Arizona called Snowflake. I like to travel, I like to camp, like to get out, take pictures of landscapes and things just for fun. And I have 4 kids to tag along with me while I do that. So the youngest is just a baby. The oldest is starting 3rd grade. So that's me in a nutshell. If you have any questions or want to get to know a little bit more, feel free to contact me. I'm available on just about any social network you can find. I have a profile on it. I have a smartphone which notifies me of any kind of alerts that I get. So I respond really quickly to any emails or messages or anything that you might send to me. I like to be in close contact with all of my classes just because I feel that you're getting left out in online class if you don't have a little bit of personal contact with your teacher, like you would in a face-to-face class. So we have a Facebook group for this class, and we do this every semester, and everybody tends to participate. They seem to like it. Hopefully you will too. But this is a private Facebook group where you go on and all the rest of your Facebook friends don't see any of your posts in there. You don't have to be friends with anybody else in the class if you don't want to be to see their posts within that group. So what we'll do in that group is post all our questions that you may have and kind of use it in place of the discussion board that's on Learning Studio here. It just is a little bit more user-friendly, I think, and it encourages more participation because of the notifications and for whatever other reason, you're all on Facebook all the time anyways, right? I know I am probably more than I ought to be. So keep an eye out for that. As far as textbook for the class, there isn't one, not a traditional textbook anyhow. We are going to be using lynda.com videos. You'll receive an email close to the first week, just before the first week of class, that will have instructions on signing up for a custom set of videos through lynda.com that we will be using in place of a textbook. So a lot of people really like this. The pace of the videos allows you to kind of follow along and see what's happening rather than just listening or reading along. So that's good for some people. If you like reading along, then they have that too, because there's a transcript for every video. with keyword searches, which is very, very handy for some reasons too. So be familiar with that when it comes. We're going to use a lot of the Lynda videos. I have a set of YouTube videos that I'll be posting along with the lectures so that you can get some of the material that I like to cover that's not in the Lynda videos. But this is also a self-directed class to a certain extent. You're given creative projects where your task is to accomplish a goal. And there's so many resources out there for Photoshop. If you're familiar with YouTube at all and you know how to do a search, you could probably find 100 videos that cover any one technique or topic that we may address in this class. And so as you go about your projects, don't be afraid to look for outside resources through Adobe.tv, YouTube, all kinds of tutorial websites that are out there, and just learn. That's the idea of college, is you're learning how to learn and find answers, because 10 years from now, the things that you're learning about Photoshop, they're probably going to be outdated. Photoshop's going to be a completely different beast in 10 years, and the exact things that I teach you in this class aren't going to matter that much. Not as much as knowing how to find out what you want to do and then doing it. So that's the idea here. Going to give you some creative projects, let you flex your creative muscles and do things that are interesting to you. Our projects are pretty open-ended as far as what you choose to create. I'll provide some direction on that, but a lot of it's, like I said, it's up to you. So hopefully it'll be a fun class. I've enjoyed teaching it the last several semesters, and students seem to like it too. So if you have any questions, get a hold of me. All my contact information is up on the site here, and looking forward to hearing from you.